What's up? We are back. It has been a long time, but we are back with some more ZVT as usual. And it's going to be, of course, the one and only Terran, B-Breed, going up against one of many Zergs, Timbo Slice. Now, don't really know what to expect out of this game. Both guys have been playing 1v1s on the ladder on their own. They've both been climbing the ladder, maybe descending the ladder, but not really sure how it's gonna go. And their past games, probably not going to be too much indication because it has been a while since they've played each other. Timbo's going to open things up with a hatch first. Pretty standard stuff there. And B-Breed going for barracks gas. Pretty standard stuff there as well. Can't really deviate too much on the side of Terran. The only craziness you might see is like double gas or maybe proxy, but of course not seeing that this game. And he is going to send out an SCV over here. And look at that skin. This is the classic SC1 skin, so these guys look pretty goofy. Let's see if we can pivot this camera a little bit, get a better look at them. Yeah, look at him. Little boxy arms, a little jetpack on his back. And we also got a Reaper on the way. He's got a jetpack as well. His is much bigger. And Timbo, also with the SC1 skin. These little drone crab guys. That one drone wanted to make a third. Is going to get caught by the Reaper. Going to be forced to make an extractor. Should cancel that and go ahead and start that hatchery, hopefully. Timbo, don't let that finish, please! No! And he does let it finish. Now he has a random extractor here in the middle of nowhere. And oh, if B-Breed could dive on top of that creep tumor, but no, he doesn't. That's okay. That's pretty important though, getting that creep out quick and early. And that's going to be a nice little bonus for Timbo. He did drop the double creep tumor, so he forgoes the injects, but he's gonna have some nice creep spread early on, and that's pretty important because this is a small map, so you want to get that vision, you want to get that extra speed bonus. You can allow your units to get the surround a little bit better. B-Breed over here, he has gotten a pretty quick expansion of his own here. And his wall, it's starting. He's got a barracks over here. But wall not going to be too important against Timbo, who doesn't rush all too often. But B-Breed also going to have a tank for the defense, so he should be pretty good here. He's got a third CC already, going to morph that into an orbital in the main base before he floats it down. And we've got a scout coming in from Timbo. This Overlord not going to be able to survive, but he is going to be able to spot just about everything here. So he's aware of the barracks. He sees that factory with the tech lab, so he should know it's going to be a bio tank to kick things off. And this Overlord relocating to this other pillar. Pretty good foresight there from Timbo, avoiding the lift off. And we can see this Marine wanted to get that Overlord. Got a Ling just to scout as well. This is always a good move. You can keep an eye on the opponent's ramp. You can get a good idea of when they move out, especially if this Overlord is forced to move away. Doesn't really have a vision of the front of the base there, so good idea to put that Ling there. Of course, it did just get taken out by the Reaper, but it's a good idea, and I do hope Timbo sends another Ling there soon. And this Overlord being harassed, but is gonna get away. Yep, 35 HP, but survives. And Timbo, he has gotten his lair. He's getting his 1-1 upgrades for the melee, and he is going for a Spire. Now, Spire is very annoying to deal with as a Terran player, especially if you don't know it's coming. And we do see that B-Breed is not prepared for this just yet. No missile turrets, but oh, looked like he was going to make one, and he does make one in the mineral line. Another in the natural as well. So I'm not sure if he got a scan off or he's just being safe. Yeah, no scan, no vision of the main base at all. So just being a little safe there, and that is going to pay off for him in this case. And Timbo has been droning up pretty hard. Already up to 63. He's going to be starting his units now. 1 Ling. I was saying earlier that I hope he sends another one out, and he did do that. So he does get the scout that B-Breed is taking this third, and that should clue him in that there's probably not going to be an attack coming anytime soon. You usually don't expand an attack at the same time. You kind of want to secure your expansion first. So if I were Timbo, I would just hold down the drone key, but Timbo has other plans. He's making 20 more Zerglings. Spire has finished. He is getting that upgrade, but in typical Timbo fashion, he is not going to be getting any mutas. And we will now be taking bets on what time Timbo produces his first muta. It is now 7:52. Please type in chat what time you think he will start producing mutas. 4th base going down now. I would have liked to see this go down a little sooner. You don't even have to drone it immediately necessarily. Just kind of have it as a macro hatch, and then whenever you're ready, you can start droning it up. But he does throw that down. Better late than never. You do typically want to be at least 1 base ahead of your opponent as a Zerg player. B-Breed gonna be moving out now, and that Overlord does spot it, so Timbo is aware. But no, B-Breed falls back, and this is a very bad habit that I see out of B-Breed quite often. He leaves his tanks just unsieged, and he just kind of hangs out. So if Timbo happened to have just gone for an attack right there, it could have been devastating. You know, do see Timbo going for an attack now, but B-Breed did siege those tanks up. I don't like this attack. There's too many tanks. He's not coming from a great angle, wasting a lot of his units there. Doesn't even get much of the army. 2 tanks still standing strong. An okay hit on the drones. No, not the drones, the SCVs there. But was it worth it? I don't think so. We do see Timbo's supply kind of plummeting, and he did go for that attack about 20 or 30 seconds before his 2-2 finishes. So that's kind of an anti-timing out of Timbo, and now this counter from B-Breed gonna be very devastating. So we do see the supply out of Timbo is quite low, about half the army supply of his opponent. Even less than that now. This 4th base gonna go down without a fight. And can Timbo hang on in this game? He does have that 2-2 now, so he should look to take that fight with the upgrade advantage. B-Breed's upgrade still about another, I don't know, 30-40 seconds away. So Timbo does jump on this, does get a cleanup on all the Marines. That's pretty nice, but the reinforcements are still here. The tanks still going strong. Those two from earlier never went down, so that's pretty bad. But not too much meat left in this Terran army. Marines kind of just trickling in. Can Timbo hold? His economy still okay, 61 workers. And the transfusions on the queens, pretty good. These queens, oh no, as I say that, he loses 3 of them. But I think he should still be able to hold then. Oh no, he pulls back. Wait, I feel like the Lings could have at least gotten those 2 tanks. That would have been huge. Maybe a little miscalculation there from Timbo. That might end up costing him as the Marines show up once again. Another tank here as well, and B-Breed just continuing to parade those reinforcements on over. This is what we call a parade push. He's just rallying units across the map. Look at this stream of blue on the mini-map. And Timbo, he's hanging on, but just barely. Look at his supply. He is so low. We also have a Liberator here as well, and B-Breed inching forward. GG gets called. B-Breed gonna take game number 1. Welcome back, folks. This is game number 2 in this series between the Teal Terran B-Breed and the Red Zerg Timbo Slice. So the Terran player winning game number 1 with a pretty straightforward Marine medevac tank push. I do think Timbo made a mistake with his first attack. He kind of committed too heavily, not a great angle. He didn't really take out a whole lot there. And yeah, the defense, he did okay at the beginning, but didn't really capitalize on the lack of Marines. Probably could have taken out a couple of the tanks there. And B-Breed relentless with his pressure, just rallying his army straight across the map. And eventually just broke Timbo's back. So hopefully Timbo can show us a little something better in this game number 2. So looks like both players opening about the same as the last game. B-Breed is going to be going for that Reaper to start things off once again. And also sending that SCV scout. This is kind of late for an SCV scout. I don't really know if this is standard for Terrans, but it does seem kind of late. By the time the SCV gets there, I mean, the hatch is already almost done, so it's not like you're really going to be scouting any type of rush. And now the Reaper's on his way as well, so you could have just waited like 5 extra seconds and the Reaper would have gotten the same exact amount of information. I don't know. Is that normal? B-Breed gonna be throwing down his command center, getting that orbital, and getting a factory behind this as well, so looks like a similar opening as last game. I would expect to see a tech lab on that factory and then a siege tank for the defense, maybe a couple more barracks as well. And a very fast third command center, about the same time as that third hatch, so B-Breed keeping up on the economy. Of course, he doesn't have to land that on the third base right away. You can use that for SCV production, extra mules. So gonna be perhaps a mid to late game we'll be seeing. And of course Timbo, not usually one to go for timing attacks of his own. He is just gonna be macroing up, getting extra queens for the creep spread and defense. Getting that speed, just droning up. Reaper gonna be annoying on this hatchery, but it takes a single Reaper about 73 years to kill a hatchery, so actually a bit of a mistake there from B-Breed. You shouldn't be losing your Reaper to slow lings, but probably just wasn't paying attention. Does lose that Reaper. Not the end of the world, but it kind of sucks. Big swell of drones out of Timbo, and that's kind of a testament to his not spending his money. He was sitting at about like 700 or something before he made those drones. But better late than never. He is up to 42 now. Layer on the way. He's getting an additional gas geyser. And yeah, keep in mind, last game he got that Spire and never got any mutas, so I don't think he's going to be going for Spire again this game. He would need more gas for that. Misclick on the drones does send them back to work there. And interesting, not even a Baneling nest, just Zergling tech for now, and he does throw down more gases. Throwing down the gases on his third base before he gets his second natural. That's kind of a weird one. But the lair is done and he does go for Spire. Alright. Shows how much I know. But again, last game he did not get a single muta. He got that +1 attack on his flyer units. I'm not sure why I said it that way. But didn't get any mutas, so let's see if he does get some this game. And ooh, quick fourth. I like this. This is exactly what I was saying last game. You don't need to drone it up. Just get it. It's a macro hatch. And wait a second. Are you listening, Timbo? Are you listening to this cast? Turn the stream off. Cheating ass. Could use a few extra drones here on the natural. Is that where these guys are going? Nicely done there. So 3 fully saturated base. Oh! Again! Proving me wrong. This gas, not fully saturated, but pretty close. Spire moments away from finishing. Are we going to see any mutas? My bet is no, but let's see. Over on the side of the Terran, he's just been building his city, not landing that third just yet, not rallying his Marines. Look at these guys just chilling outside the barracks, having a smoke. And there he goes, lifting up that third command center. 1-1 gonna be finishing up here for the infantry units. And once again, getting that safety missile turrets. And what information does B-Breed have? About nothing. He has no idea what tech Timbo's going for, so once again just blind countering the mutas. Not a bad idea, but you can always just drop a scan to find that out. In any case, Timbo once again getting that upgrade, not getting any mutas. Not really sure why he does this, but I don't know. B-Breed now with that third command center. He did saturate that very quickly because he was oversaturated in his main and natural, so quickly transfers some units over, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty good economically. Finally, we got 11 mutas on the way for Timbo, but B-Breed's moving out. Mutas not gonna be very good on the defense. Now imagine if these mutas were on the field like a minute ago and they're already here wrecking havoc, being a nuisance. That would have been so much better. But let's see. B-Breed venturing very deep onto creep. That is not ideal. Timbo has full vision of this. Well, before those creep tumors died. So he can pick his fights, and he's going for it now. I don't know about this. Not a lot of Banelings. He does take out all the tanks, which is nice, but there are still a lot of Marines here. And B-Breed. If I were him, I would be very scared venturing this far onto creep with only one tank, but he is going for it. And Timbo, oh no, none of these Banelings are able to connect with the Marines, and that is awful. And now Lings just trickling in. That is not what you want happening. And this has gone from good to bad news bears. However, the mutas are doing some nice counter damage. 16 SCVs have gone down, but does Timbo have an answer to these Marines? And oh! Banelings finishing in the nick of time. They are able to clean up some of the Marines. Not able to finish the job, however. And this is a little crazy. Timbo now pulling drones out of the frying pan into the fire of the siege tank. And these handful of Marine Marauder doing work over here in Timbo's base, who is going for a hive. I don't know about that. I feel like you better save your money for more units on the defense, but he does clean it up. Takes out the medevac as well. The mutas, welp, lost all your mutas, but nice counter damage. 23 SCVs have gone down. Timbo still with a worker lead right now. He's got a lot of money in the bank. Not really enough larva to spend. Gotta work on those injects, buddy. A lot of energy on these queens. Just stack those up. You can stack injects. What do you... Just stack injects. Throw down a couple hatcheries. Alright. Throwing down another expansion here, and B-Breed, whoa, being a little bold. Maybe that was a miss rally. He does identify it. Gonna collect his units over here. And actually, this is kind of a scary army. What does Timbo have? He's just got a lot of Lings. Needs to morph in some Banelings, and he does. That's nice. How are the upgrades? 1-1 from both players. Neither player got 2-2. Kind of curious. Here comes B-Breed sieging up. He's got 2 tanks. Timbo's just going for it. I don't know about this. Ooh. And it might work out for him. The second tank was not sieged, so Timbo is going to get a cleanup. And with that, I think he has secured himself a very firm lead in this game. We do see him with a massive bank. The worker count's pretty even. I guess Timbo threw down a lot more buildings and did not really drone back up. He is starting that now. But yeah, a lot of spine crawlers. I don't really agree with that. Spine crawlers not too useful at this stage of the game. And they do, of course, cost drones. Now Timbo making more mutas, 11 more. That's going to put him up to 13? Don't quote me on that. I don't know how to do math. And bunch of Zerglings here in the middle. Should preemptively morph some of them into Banelings. And another 14 mutas on the way. Timbo is full sending it on the mutas. Getting +2 as well. Getting 2/2 for his lings as well as adrenal glands. No hive tech other than that, however. No Ultralisks. No Greater Spire. I would like to see something else. Right? You kind of want something for tier 3. Usually it's ultras, maybe lurkers, but don't see any of that just yet. And here we go with a huge flock of mutas. One poor muta over here, not sure why he's not part of the group. And here come the mutas. They're just well, honestly not doing too much. But he does get 13 SCVs. I think he could have done more. Maybe went into the main. But there are a few missile turrets here as well. So, I don't know. And here's a counterattack from B-Breed. No Banelings out of Timbo. But it's still going to be enough. And Medevac's going to boost on out of there. Where are the mutas? Not in position to capitalize on that. They're just chilling in the corner. Not sure why. But yeah, now Timbo sitting pretty on, what is this, 6 bases? Not really fully saturated. He's only on 60 workers, but that's okay. Muta's going to fly in once again, take care of one missile turret. He's going to dive on the orbital, and he is going to get it at the cost of a few mutas. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. You keep your opponent on the back foot, force him to kind of bounce around between his bases. You are losing a lot of mutas though, but at this point they're not really going to accomplish a whole lot else, so okay, sure. Does free up that supply, I suppose. He is getting his Ultralisk Cavern now, getting that 3/3 upgrade. I would have liked to see this earlier. And the drone count, again, nothing to write home about. But he's sitting on 59 to the 40 SCVs of B-Breed. And B-Breed, I mean, if it were me, I would just go all in, pull all the boys, and go for it. I would be too frustrated. And after taking all those mutas, you know, you might have a window there. And you're just playing from behind now. You're only on 2 bases. And yeah, it's going to be so hard to catch up economically, so I would have liked to see an all-in. And yeah, Timbo's just going to keep getting further ahead with this lead he already has. Going to start clearing up the rocks. I would like to see him re-spread that creep. This middle area here, looking kind of barren. These lings 2/2 with adrenal glands. They deal damage very quickly. Now the Ultralisk Cavern is complete. Chitinous plating on the way. Overlord speed as well for good measure. Sure, why not? And where are the Ultras? There we go. 6 Ultras on the way. 4 Banelings? That's it? 4 Banelings. That's the magic number, I guess. And yeah, I expect once those Ultras pop, Timbo's just going to go for the kill blow, and he's not even going to wait for them. He's just going for it right now. Handful of lings and 2 Banelings. Going to keep the other half of his army up there. And B-Breed pulls back. Timbo doesn't really want to engage the army just yet. Might want to wait for Ultras there. And the Ultras did pop. Where are they? There they are. And I feel like you can go for it now. Maybe wait for the 3-3, but yeah, I mean, Timbo has the whole world in his hands right now, and here comes B-Breed. This is the all-in I was talking about. I feel like this could have come a little bit earlier, and maybe he would have had a chance, but now the Ultras are on the field. 3-3, gonna complete in the middle of the fight, and this Terran army is just gonna melt, and with that, I would expect a GG any second. There we go. Timbo gonna tie things up 1-1. Welcome back, folks, to the third and final game in this series between these two titans of their races. It is the Teal Terran B-Breed and the Red Zerg Timbo Slice. Timbo with a nice victory in game number 2, went for Mutas. He actually got Mutas that game, did some very nice counter damage while successfully defending the push, and of course teching up and eventually winning the game with a Ling Bane Ultra. Pretty textbook composition there. Let's see if we're gonna see any deviation in game number 3 from either of these players. Timbo going for an 18 hatch. It's kind of late. Normally you would see 17. Not the end of the world, of course. Not a huge difference. B-Breed opening up the same as the last 2 games, it looks like. I would expect a Reaper once again. Quick expand, factory into Tech Lab, into tank. Let's see if he does indeed go for that. And yeah, there is the Reaper on the way. This SCV coming on down to throw down an orbital, it looks like, maybe? Yep, gonna mine a single patch of minerals. Single brick of minerals? What do you call that thing? If this is a patch, what's that in his hand right now? Brick? Cluster? Speck? Pebble? I don't know. In any case, holding that in one hand while simultaneously building a big building here, so kind of impressive if you ask me. And ooh, nice catch there from B-Breed, getting that drone. And if Reaper gets any kills, honestly, that's a good Reaper. Getting that drone, delaying that third, that is pretty massive. Timbo gotta be a little bit flustered about that. He is gonna throw down double creep tumor once again. I'm kind of curious about this positioning. It seems kind of odd. You don't really spread creep this way. There's so much dead space over here, so you're wasting a lot of it. I feel like maybe it would be better just kind of have it here or something so it spreads to like this area. I don't know. He is getting 2 additional queens. That's going to help with the creep spread once again. And ooh, if B-Breed spots that, oh no, it's just out of vision. But it would be nice to pick off that tumor. Oh, and he does move it. He is gonna, no, oh no. Oh, that would have been huge. That would have been worth it, I think. If he were to get that creep tumor and lose the Reaper, that would have been fine. But just losing the Reaper, that's kind of unfortunate. And, oh, okay. So no Tech Lab and Siege Tank this time. It's going to be Reactor on the factory. Going to be pumping out Hellions. And here comes a scout from Timbo. Is he going to be able to spot this? Not the ideal angle to identify this. And B-Breed going to be pulling his Marines now to deal with this. So Timbo not going to see the Hellions. So as far as he's aware, he might think this is the same build as before. And let's see if that affects what he does. This looks like it's going to be the classic B-Breed Hellbat timing attack. Now he does usually get a couple Widow Mines with this, then he gets his Starport. Gets a couple medevacs as well, then throw down the armory and you just go. That's a very strong timing attack. It does kind of fall off in the higher leagues, but still can be very powerful, especially if the opponent does not know it's coming. Timbo, he's got ideas of his own for aggression, running across with a lot of lings. How's the wall from B-Breed? It's done, and he is going to see all these Zerglings, so not going to raise the wall, however, but I think the Hellions in the front did enough damage to the lings, and yeah, that's a pretty flawless hold there. Not a great attack out of Timbo, as we do see his worker count very low. Just about even with his opponent. And with the mules factor in, I think B-Breed might just barely edge him out in the economy. Yeah, just barely there. And B-Breed going for the attack now. He does have that armory, so the Widow Mine's going to be invisible after they fire. The Hellions can turn into Hellbats, and Timbo gonna have a hard time with this attack, and no! Well, that's the game right there. This Widow Mine with 27 kills. Oh dear lord. And yeah, kind of an anticlimactic game number 3, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Widow Mine's pretty OP. And yeah, Timbo, pretty unfortunate there. He's gonna try to make a stand, but I don't know about this. Alright, he does take out the frontal mines there, but there are still a lot more Terran where that came from. And not enough Zerg. We do see the supply heavily in favor of the Terran player. And Timbo just stretched way too thin right now. He does have Baneling speed, which is nice, but wow, good splits out of B-Breed. Where did you learn how to do that? Woo! And Timbo, just nothing left. Lings trickling out of every hatchery. That's not really ideal. This third base gonna go down. All these drones gonna go down, and what can Timbo do? Oh no. 21 army supply to 62. That is massive, and B-Breed should just be able to roll over Timbo at this point. A lot of money in the bank. B-Breed needs to get more production facilities back at home to spend that money. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Look at the supply, 110 to 57. That's massive. And B-Breed, of course, he doesn't see everything we see, so he's being careful. But, yep, there it is. GG gets called, and B-Breed going to take the series 2-1.